Welcome to Global Ministry Week, and my meditation today is entitled White Saviorism, and we bring our Global Ministry Week to a close. In November of 2010, Cheryl and I traveled to Bangladesh as an orientation to Nativity's ministry there under the leadership of Nativity missionaries Steve and Nancy Label. After 24 hours of travel, we landed in Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh, and we thought we were prepared for what we would see, but clearly we were not. The mass of humanity pressing in, the wall of people, 6, sometimes 8 lanes of traffic, all traveling together in chaos. And then, when the traffic stopped, children would come running out between the vehicles, around huge trucks and buses, knocking on windows, begging. We were told, don't open the windows because if we do, more will come. And often children would be hurt or even killed while begging on the streets. Traveling about the city, we saw gated communities and we saw slums beyond my comprehension. I was overwhelmed by the poverty, the lack of plumbing and clean water. Frankly, I was so overwhelmed that I found myself in a despairing place, a dark place, feeling embarrassed and guilty about the standard of living that I enjoyed back in St. Anthony. We traveled from Dhaka by train, an interesting experience, to Lamb Hospital in northwest Bangladesh near the town of Parpatapur. Lamb stands for Lutheran Aid to Medicine in Bangladesh. It is there that Nativity helped build 3 schools and provide tuition for students to attend those schools. While there, we visited with a Santal family. The Santals are one of the indigenous tribes of Bangladesh. And it was there that I learned some important lessons about global ministry, lessons about hospitality, lessons about American assumptions. You see, in Bangladesh, honoring the guest is one of the highest societal values. The family we were meeting with had gone out and purchased special foods. Now, they lived in a clay hut, burned animal dung for fuel, but the food that they purchased for us cost them a month's wages. I couldn't in good conscience accept it, but I was warned by our guide that not to accept their hospitality would be received as severe judgment, a no-no in Bangladesh. And so we accepted with grace. I also learned a very important lesson about global ministry, about ministry in general. That even though the family had very little in the ways of comfort, they were content, they were happy and joyful. They did not need American comforts or our standard of living. They needed nothing more than what they had. It was wrong for me to make assumptions about what other people want, and that my way of living should be their way of living. A mistake of white culture done throughout centuries. We should not make the assumption about what other countries need or what they should have. I call this white saviorism. My whiteness, my standard of living, is not better than anyone else. But yet, sometimes our assumptions we assume it is. I could not be more wrong. I learned to listen and appreciate the people and not assume. That learning informs my ministry every day. And so during this Global Ministry Week, I invite you to pay attention to your assumptions, your beliefs about what other people might need, what other cultures might need. Yes, there are basic necessities, but sometimes our assumptions get in the way of truly respecting another. Thank you for being a part of Global Ministry Week.